Okay guys, we are working on a old school car here today, 1998 Toyota Camry with a Misfire. I'm at Latour's Auto and I have the codes pulled up already. As you can see, we have misfires on 2 and 3, random misfire as well. Knock sensor code and EGR insufficient flow, EGR excessive flow. Our task today on this car is really going to be focused on this misfire. Listen to the way this thing runs. You can hear it. It's got a dead miss. Now with the excessive flow with the EGR, it wouldn't be a bad idea, being the EGR valve's right here, to just unplug that momentarily to make sure that we didn't have an EGR valve stuck open. We don't. There's no vacuum on that right now. And I could lift that and probably stall the car. Let's do that. So that EGR valve is not our issue right now, even though we have codes for it. RPM drop test is going to be in order here. Let me see what the scan tool gives me first on misfires. We might want to put a hose on this. If this is an ignition misfire, we're going to want to put a hose on this. If this is a fuel misfire, we're okay. It really doesn't smell.
I smell it every day.
Do you smell it? Is it bad?
Yeah.
Oh, it's bad. So that's suggesting ignition. I now have a no-com with the scan tool. Okay, now it's talk. No, this is being really funny. I need to update this. This tool is being really finicky for me right now. So I want to figure out what cylinder's misfiring on this. We're gonna do the old school test with my test light. So that's waste spark coil. I don't like battery ground for this because I just don't want any potential of arcing over there. I'm just gonna go to the strut. So I'm gonna do an RPM drop test. We have 2 different coil packs. I pulled all of the locking mechanisms up so I can easily pull the plug wires on and off. You guys have seen me do this. We want the test light closer than our finger, and we're gonna check each one for spark. And more importantly, we're gonna listen to the engine in the RPM drops as I disable cylinders. Given how badly this runs, the good cylinders are probably gonna stall the engine out when I do it. So start with this guy on the end, keeping my light closer than my hand. I have spark, and that's a good spark too, by the way. That electrode's way down inside there. I believe I had an RPM change on that one. Yep. Yep. Got good spark too. No real change on that one. A little bit. Like nothing. No change on that. These coils got some oomph to them. I don't want to get hit by it. I just made it stop missing for a second. Do you hear it? Ooh. Got a nice change on that one. So it is a single cylinder here. This guy, which one is he? Cylinder 2, it's this one. So then go on this side, might be arcing in the housing, and then check the boot end. Just wanted to see if the housing looked bad. There's a way you can check these too. This isn't ideal for the coils themselves, but when you put your test light in it, give the spark somewhere to go, we'll be okay. Now what I want to do, I lay this boot on the block and see if it jumps to the side of it too. And that is arcing to my test light. Ouch. Okay. And it's not hitting on the block anywhere. All right, shut that off, Pete. Okay, so what we want to do is the next easiest test. And on this, it's going to be to crank it and listen to it, as I'm worried about compression now. Before we pull the plug out, before we check the injector, it did stink, so that suggests the injector's fine. Just suggests that, doesn't mean it is. I'm gonna unplug the coils themselves down here on the primary connector. So what that does is no spark at all, no coil control. Let's just listen to it. Crank it over, take a listen. That's good news. It sounded pretty, yeah, sounds good. All right, I want to take this plug out of the number 2, Pete, and then maybe switch it with the number 1. But we'll see what the number 2 looks like first.
Right.
See if it's oil fouled, fuel fouled. It doesn't look fouled out at all.
Could be them jump plugs.
Oh, what is that on there?
What is that in between there?
Yeah, there's something
See
on the
that?
electrode. There's a piece of carbon in between the electrodes. Here, that was on the electrode. A little bit of oil burning. Let's swap this with the number 1. Although that might have taken care of the misfire, just moving that out of the way. Let's put this back in real quick and see before we swap them. I mean, it could be the plug's messed up too, and that's why you have carbon there. So if we still have a misfire on 2, then, you know, just to keep it simple, we'll switch the number 2 plug with like the number 1 and then redo the RPM drop test. Okay.
Oh my.
Nah, it's still missing. Dead miss still on that. See if it's the same cylinder. Cylinder 2, pull the plug wire up. No change whatsoever. So the carbon that we saw was as a result of, not the cause of. All right, let's switch the number 2 and the number 1 and then redo our RPM drop. And in this case, what I would normally do is switch the wires first, but since we already kind of did the wire test, I don't feel that it's a wire issue. Sometimes it's easier to switch a wire than it is to test it to confirm. But in this case, I'm confident in that wire. See the color of that? That's kind of normal, what you want to see. And it was interesting how clean that number 1 or number 2 was from the porcelain side of it. So we could still have some other issues going on there. See how kind of white? I'm not a plug color guy, but let's swap them. But with no combustion taking place in there, you're spraying the injector, and so you're possibly cleaning that plug off. It wasn't wet with fuel though. Like I said, spark plug color is a guide. It's not one that I really use. And then cylinder 1 is the one I moved it to. We'll redo cylinder 2 first. Nah, we're still not hitting on 2. So it's not the plug. And we're gonna focus on that injector next. This should be 1 right here. Yep. Plug's fine, wires are fine. Okay. I mean, we could, just to be sure, let's do a quick wire swap. I know I said we weren't gonna do that, but rather than going down the path of a fuel injector or compression or head gasket or intake gasket problem. By the way, a white plug can be lean for those of you that are privy to plug colors. That could have been an indication that that injector's not firing properly and that it was lean on that cylinder. Okay, but before we go there, let's take and switch 2 wires. We'll switch 2 and 1. And then we'll switch them down here on this end. This guy with this guy. If the wire's bad when I do the cylinder 1, our problem's gonna be here now. And I know it's not. It's not. See how it's... Yep, it's hitting fine. Do cylinder 2 now with cylinder 1's wire. No change. No change. Okay. So our focus is now on the injector. Do you hear sometimes the RPM pickup? I'm gonna check that injector connector real close. All right, probably something I should have checked first. I did not, but our paths were leading us there. We got a fuel injector that's unplugged. Is it broken? Tab broken on it, not sure. So why does it stink? We'll address that in a minute. Tabs are broken on the injectors, that's why that happened. So number 1, a couple things before I forget. random misfire, cylinder 2 misfire, cylinder 3 misfire, all related to one single injector that's unplugged. Remember that, you guys that chase misfire codes as the ultimate. Oh, what about cylinder 3? We had a cylinder 3 misfire. Very common for a single cylinder misfire to cause other cylinder misfire codes, random misfire codes. You can't 100% lean on that as a guide. We did use it as far as a guide on where to go, but not a foolproof guide, right? Still needed to do the RPM drop test, swap the plugs, swap the wires. Easy stuff to do on this engine. Yes, I should have done a visual on that first, but that's a fix. Like, that misfire's gone. I'll switch the wires back. All right, why does it stink? You get a car like this with a single cylinder misfire, it is a false lean condition past the oxygen sensor. Okay, so every time that cylinder fires, we're just dumping oxygen in the exhaust. Computer sees that as a lean condition and enriches the other cylinders. So what we're smelling from the exhaust is an over fuel condition from a false lean condition on the other 3 cylinders. There's your smell. Scan tool wise, I'm done. I apologize. I have to update this. I just had my new Varus update and this thing's been real finicky. And there's another update that's probably to help me with this. Let's see if I can get codes out of this and clear them. So you also have the knock sensor and the EGR stuff. I'm not worried about those, right? I'm just gonna clear these other faults for now and we'll handle them whenever we need to. I'm not worried about the knock sensor and I'm not worried about the EGR. Clear codes. So I cleared them, I'm just rereading them. No codes, starting to back up. History, no codes, pending, no codes. Current codes, nothing. Good with that for now. Your knock sensor and EGR codes are not there right now. It's going to need to be driven probably for those. As long as it's not giving you any kind of drivability issues.
7,000 miles, that light wasn't on, right, Dave?
All right.
That light never even come on.
Okay. Drive it. Let me know how it does. Pay attention to detonation, you know, like pinging detonation. Like if you hear that when you're pulling a hill, like half throttle, if you hear, it sounds like marbles like under your hood. If you hear that, then we need to address that EGR flow issue because that'll help with that. Other than that, drive it, you should be good to go. Keep an eye on those injector connectors because I think a couple of the tabs are broken, so they're gonna work their way off again. You know, just plug it back in if you see it. And other than, you know, clipping the ends off and wiring in a new connector is really, zip ties work too sometimes, so yeah. Okay, cool. So I hope you guys like that one. Nice and easy. RPM drop test is key. Cylinder shorting with a test light is key. Lots of questions. I've been showing that recently. I'm using an incandescent test light to do that. Do not use an LED test light. You'll burn them out. Still a valid test on all makes, all models. Doesn't matter if it's distributor, doesn't matter if it's waste spark like this one or coil unplug. You can still use that same test light to short coils out and check for spark, check the gaps they jump. Moving the plugs was cool. Good test. Moving the wires, good test. Listening to the way that the engine cranks, that's a good test too, right? You guys heard me crank it over and I'm like, compression sounds good. And so then we're going after fuel and we happen to see a fuel injector unplugged. Pretty sweet for us, sweet for the owner too. No money fix. Guys, thanks so much. We'll see you next time.